So something huge just happened. Google might have just changed AI forever. Think about it. Up until now, we've basically been dealing with AIs that have, well, amnesia. You'd have this incredible, detailed conversation, you'd solve some complex problem, and then poof, the next time you open the chat, it has no idea who you are. It's like meeting a stranger every single time. Well, that's over, because Google has given its AI a memory, and this is a move that is going to completely rewrite the rules of how we interact with this tech.
So let's really get into what's happening with Gemini's new memory. And I want to be clear, this isn't just some minor feature update. This really feels like the dawn of a new era for personal AI, and we're going to break down exactly what that means for you.
All right, first, we've got to talk about the huge problem that's been holding back almost every single AI assistant up to this point, what I'm calling the amnesia problem. You know what I'm talking about. Every chat is a completely fresh start. I mean, seriously, think about how frustrating this is. You have to re-explain your work projects, your preferences, who your collaborators are, over and over again. It makes AI feel like a useful, yeah, but really impersonal tool. It's more like a fancy calculator than a real partner, right? It couldn't learn, it couldn't grow with you, and that friction has been a massive wall preventing AI from truly becoming part of our lives. But here's the thing, that's all changing, like right now. Google has officially given a memory to its Gemini AI. They're calling it personal intelligence, and it's their direct answer to that whole amnesia problem.
The idea itself is pretty simple, but the implications, they are absolutely profound. Gemini can now remember facts you tell it, sure, but the real game changer is that it can connect to the data you already live in, your Gmail, your docs, your calendar. It's all about building this deep, personal context about you. So here is the nuts and bolts of how it works. You can be super direct, tell it, hey Gemini, remember my daughter is allergic to peanuts. But what's really wild is how it learns passively. It connects to your digital life, your emails, your documents, your search history, and it starts to build a model of who you are and what you need. And of course, Google is really stressing that you are in the driver's seat. There's a whole dashboard where you can see, manage, or just flat out delete anything it remembers about you. And this isn't just about saving a few random facts. This memory feature creates a whole new category of AI, the persistent assistant. This is the real shift.
The difference here is like night and day. We're moving away from that forgetful, honestly kind of annoying one-time chat, and we're moving towards a persistent assistant that actually gets you. It knows about your Project Nova because it's seen the emails. It gets your writing style because it's read your docs. It's one long, continuous conversation instead of a million little separate ones.
Now, this idea didn't just come out of nowhere. It's definitely an evolution. If you've used Google's NotebookLM, you've seen the early version of this. It was a great tool, but you had to manually upload all your documents to give the AI context. It was work. You had to feed it. Gemini's memory just does it automatically. It creates this integrated system that learns from your digital life while you're living it.
And this right here is where we see the grand plan, the really big picture. This is about Google building a single, unified intelligence layer that sits on top of its entire ecosystem.
Just think for a second about how these different streams of data all flow together. Your search history shows what you're curious about. Your docs and emails map out your entire work life. YouTube and Maps, that's your hobbies, your interests, where you go in the real world. Before, all that data was kind of stuck in its own silo. Now, Gemini is being set up to be the one brain that can connect all those dots.
So let's just call it what it is. This is not just another feature they're rolling out. This is a strategic merger of Google's most powerful, data-heavy services into one single, incredibly personal AI. It's like the grand finale of decades of data collection, and now it's being turned on in a completely new way.
Which, of course, leads us to the big, unavoidable question. I mean, when an AI knows this much about you, where do we draw the line between helpful personalization and something, a lot more creepy?
This quote really nails the central concern. You remember Cambridge Analytica, right? They had to scrape data from Facebook's API to build those controversial profiles. The argument here is that Google is basically building the same kind of thing, but instead of scraping it, they're engineering it directly into the core infrastructure that billions of us use every single day.
And when you look at the numbers, the difference in scale is just staggering. Cambridge Analytica was working with maybe 87 data points per person, all from one source. Google's system could potentially connect over 5,000 behavioral signals for each of us across all its platforms, and it updates that profile constantly in real time. It's not just a step up, it's an exponential leap in what's possible with profiling.
So this boils down to three major concerns. First, this unified analysis could uncover really deep psychological patterns, maybe even vulnerabilities you don't know you have. Second, it creates this incredibly powerful lock-in. The smarter it gets about you, the harder it is to ever leave Google's world. And finally, that deep understanding could be used for precision persuasion, a level of targeted influence that we've just never seen before.
But look, even with those very real risks, there's no denying this is a massive leap forward. We're standing at the very beginning of truly personal AI. You could almost think of this as your new digital brain.
This is where it's all headed. We're moving towards an AI assistant that could, at least in theory, know you as well as you know yourself. An assistant that holds the entire context of your life, your projects, your relationships, your goals. The potential boosts to our productivity and creativity is just off the charts.
And this persistent memory? It's the critical foundation for the next big thing in AI, autonomous agents. I mean, an AI agent can't book a flight for you if it doesn't remember your favorite airline or what airport you live near. This memory is what makes that possible. And that's exactly what we're going to dive into in our next explainer.
So as we wrap this up, the whole game has changed. The question isn't just what can the AI do anymore? The question is now a lot more personal. With an AI that can remember literally everything, what are you going to teach it about yourself?